I started Paragon 15 years ago. We've recently just done a name change. Now it's called Paragon Finance, mainly because of the structured component of our business. So we started 15 years ago really with one product, dealing with property owners, property investors, property developers, really where the banks weren't servicing this market. A lot of clients came to us and they needed a quick turnaround time, and the banks were just taking too slow because all the regulations, Basel came in, and it just really restricted the banks dramatically. So the banks were really pulled the handbrake up. So that's when I started the business. So with hindsight, it was a very tricky time to start, especially a brand new business. And in those days, if you weren't dealing with the banks, you were perceived to be dealing with loan sharks. So we had to really change the mindset of clients that they can have equally as good service, better turnaround times in terms of dealing with non-bank lenders. But clients are looking for, the market's changing and clients are looking for different solutions. So before, if you're looking at just normal commercial property and you're looking for the cheapest rate over the longest term, the banks are the best place to be. We deal within Paragon. If we can't do the transaction, we've got a debt advisory business that goes out to, we've got 200 lending relationships in the market.
Oh.
Now, a lot of our clients don't even know that exists. And that ranges from the big banks, the small banks, asset managers, developmental finance institutions, etc., and private credit funds, which we'll get to. But it's a really diverse market, and every player in that space offers something unique, something different, whether it's mezzanine finance, senior debt, different terms, etc. So there is a place for everybody here. Our business has evolved over time where we are on-balance sheet lenders ourselves, so we're fortunate enough to have the banks have backed us, FNB and Grindrod and the like, and future growth as well from an asset management perspective. So we do bridging finance, working capital facilities. Our target market client are owner-managed businesses and property investors and developers. And so we've grown with our clients. So that's how we started. And then over time, we had big property players or big owner-managed businesses say, listen, Gary and Paragon, we don't need your money because it's relatively short-term in nature. But please, because we've got the structuring expertise and the networks with the institutions, can you package deals for us and then run competitive process for the institution? So that's origination/debt advisory, and that's been great. So we've raised about $4.5 billion over a relatively short period of time for this market. And then what we were finding, also growing from our clients, especially in a tough market, is really there are a lot of non-standard deals at the moment. So it's not all straightforward. It's a very high-touch business. We'll talk about tech and tech innovation, but tech is low-touch, high-tech. We are very high-touch business. So once we are happy with our due diligence, then we're happy to take on that different risk to what we do in our normal core business, which is lending. I've always said the second best client you can have is if a client is running into difficulty, that they communicate with you. Because everyone's had this situation where exactly that you thought you had a good relationship and client's backs are against the wall slightly and you try and communicate and then they cut it. That's the worst situation to be in. If you're running through a difficult time, speak to your bank, speak to your non-bank, speak to your funder and just update them. Tell us what you're looking for and we'll make sure you get it. Yeah. So either we can fund it ourselves off our balance sheet, or if not, we'll go to the market and raise it and then offer you a complete package.